hear them speak, where I may be concealed.
Now, sister, what's the comfort?
Why, as all comforts are, most good indeed. Lord Angelo, having affairs to heaven, intends you for his swift ambassador, where you shall be in everlasting leisure. Therefore, your best appointment make with speed. Tomorrow you set on.
Is there no remedy?
None but such remedy as, to save a head, to cleave a heart in twain.
But is there any?
Yes, brother, you may live, but there's a devilish mercy in the judge. If you'll implore it, that will free your life, but fetter you till death.
Perpetual durance.
Aye, just perpetual durance, a restraint, through all the world's vastity you had to a determined scope.
But in what nature?
In such a one as you consenting to it would bark your honor from that trunk you bear, and leave you naked.
Let me know the point.
Oh, I do fear thee, Claudio, and I will quake lest thou a feverous life shouldst entertain, or 6 or 7 winters more respect than a perpetual honor. Darst thou die? The sense of death is most in apprehension, and the poor beetle that we tread upon in corporal sufferance finds a pang as great as when a giant dies.
Why give you me this shame? Think you I can a resolution fetch from flowery tenderness? If I must die, I will encounter darkness as a bride, and hug it in mine arm.
There spake my brother, there my father's grave, did utter forth a voice, Yes, thou must die, thou art too noble to conserve a life in base appliances. This outward sainted deputy, whose settled visage and deliberate word nips youth in thy head, and follies doth anew. As falcon doth the fowl, is yet a devil, his filth within being cast, he would appear a pond as deep as hell.
The precise Angela?
Oh, 'tis the cunning livery of hell, the damnedest body to invest and cover, and precise guards. Dost thou think, Claudio, if I would yield him my virginity, thou must be freed?
Oh heavens, it cannot be.
Yes, he would give us thee from this rank offense. So to offend him still, this night's the time that I should do what I have bore to name, or else thou diest tomorrow.
Thou shalt not do it.
Oh, it were it my life, I'd throw it down for your deliverance, as frankly as a pen.
Thanks, dear Isabel.
Be ready, Claudio, for your death tomorrow.
Yes, has he affections in him that thus can make him bite the law by the nose, when he would force it? Sure it is no sin, or of the deadly 7 it is the least.
Which is the least?
If he were damnable, he being so wise, why would he for the momentary trick be perturbably fined? Oh, Isabel!
What says my brother?
Death is a fearful thing.
And shamed life a hateful.
Aye, but to die and go we know not where, to lie in cold obstruction and to rot, this sensible warm motion to become a kneaded clod, and the dilated spirit to bath in fiery floods, or to reside in thrilling region of thick ribbed ice, to be imprisoned in the viewless winds and blown with breathless violence round about the pendant world, or to be worse than worst of those that lawless and uncertain thought imagine howling, 'tis too horrible, the weariest and most loathed worldly life that age, ache, penury, and the imprisonment can lay on nature as a paradise to what we fear of death.
Alas, alas!
Sweet sister, let me live. What sin you do to save a brother's life, nature dispenses with the deed so far that it becomes a virtue.
O you beast! O faithless coward! O dishonest wretch! Willst thou be made a man out of my vice? Is't thou kind of incest to take life from thine own sister's shame? What should I think? Heaven shield my mother played my father fair, for such a warped slipped of wilderness. Never issued from his blood, take my defiance, die, perish. Might but my bending down reprieve thee from thy fate, it should proceed. I'll pray 1,000 prayers for thy death. No word to save thee.
Nay, hear me, Isabel.
Oh, fie, fie, fie! Thy sin's not accidental, but a trade. Mercy to thee would prove itself a bawd. 'Tis best thou diest quickly.
Oh, hear me, Isabella.
Vouchsafe a word, young sister, but one word.
What is your will?
Might you dispense with your leisure? I would by and by have some speech with you. The satisfaction I would require is likewise your own benefit.
I have no superfluous leisure. My stay must be stolen out of other affairs, but I will attend you a while.
Son, I have overheard what hath passed between you and your sister. Angelo had never the purpose to corrupt her, only he hath made an essay of her virtue, to practice his judgment with the disposition of natures. She, having the truth of honor in her, hath made him that gracious denial which he is most glad to receive. I am confessor to Angelo, and I know this to be true. Therefore prepare yourself to death. Do not falsify your resolution with hopes that are fallible. Tomorrow you must die. Go to your knees and make ready.
Let me ask my sister pardon. I am so out of love with life that I will sue to be rid of it.
Hold you there, farewell. Provost, a word with you.
What's your will, father?
That now you are come, you will be gone. Leave me a while with the maid. My mind promises with my habit. No loss shall touch her by my company.
In good time.
The hand that hath made you fair hath made you good. The goodness that is cheap in beauty makes beauty brief in goodness. But grace, being the soul of your complexion, shall keep the body of it ever fair. The assault that Angelo hath made to your fortune hath conveyed to me understanding, and but that frailty hath examples for his folly. I should wonder at Angelo, how will you do this content the substitute, and to save your brother?
I am now going to resolve him. I had rather my brother die by the law than my son should be unlawfully born. But oh, how much is the good Duke deceived in Angelo! If ever he return and I can speak to him, I will open my lips in vain and discover his government.
That shall not be much amiss. Yet as the matter now stands, he will avoid your accusation. He made trial of you only, therefore fasten your ear on my advisings. To the love I have in doing good, a remedy presents itself. I do make myself believe that you may most uprighteously do a poor wronged lady a merited benefit. Redeem your brother from the angry law, do not stain to your own gracious person, and much please the absent duke, if peradventure he shall ever return to have hearing of his business.
Let me hear you speak further. I have spirit to do anything that appears not foul in the truth of my spirit.
Virtue is bold and goodness never fearful. Have you not heard speak of Mariana, the sister of Frederick, the great soldier who miscarried at sea?
I have heard of this lady, and good works went with her name.
She should this Angela have married, was a fancy to her oath, and the nuptial appointed, between which time of the contract and limit of the solemnity. Her brother Frederick was wrecked at sea, having in that perished vessel the dowry of his sister. But mark how heavily this befell the poor gentlewoman. There she lost a noble and renowned brother, in his love toward her ever most kind and natural, with him the portion and sinew of her fortune, her marriage dowry, with both, her competent husband, this well-seeming Angelo.
Can this be so? Did Angelo so leave her?
Left her in her tears, and dried not one of them with his comfort, swallowed his vows whole, pretending his discoveries of dishonor, and few bestowed her on her own lamentation, which she yet wears for his sake, and he a marble to her tears, is washed with them, but relents not.
What a merit were it in death to take this poor maid from the world! What corruption in this life, that it will let this man live! But how of this can she avail?
I won't live